Happy New Year 2021 to you and your families. I wish you and your family peace and joy in the year 2021. We've passed this year. It was so difficult. And I want to start this session with a quote. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Now let's listen to the intro.
Welcome to the OTech Talks podcast, where it's all about working on technologies. You will hear the latest tech information, and your host, Kashif Manzoor, brings together product overviews, how-tos, best practices, tips and tricks, and troubleshooting techniques.
Welcome to OTech Talks podcast. This is session number 75. And your host, Kashif Manzoor, is with you on the 3rd of January 2021. This session is going to primarily focus on an open dialogue discussion between you, being my, community fellows, being my members who inspire me, who teach me, who enforce me to learn and improve myself. And we are going to discuss how to set the goals, especially in this year. And if you're new to the episode or new to the show or new to the OTech Talks podcast, Open Tech Talks is your weekly sandbox for technology insights, experimentation, and inspiration with the primary objective of learning and sharing from each other. This year, it is essential, I think, compared to even the previous years. Although every year it is important to set up some goals, set organized, and then how to ensure that we are going to follow them. And so similar to this one, this is a more essential to get organized, set goals, and make plans. It will be an open talk to start the year and what we have done with compared to the last year goals. And I think if you're a regular listener to the episode or my show, and during 2021 we openly set it up some of the goals, and that was seeing clearly in 2020 and top ranked learning courses that will prepare you for the future. That was the session in January 2020. I think we have done it, and I thought to just refer to that one. That was session number 55. And similarly, this year again for 2021, let's get through. Let's discuss what we have achieved, what we have done it, and how we have managed to pass through to the COVID-19. And we do understand how COVID-19 has changed everything for all of us, and I'm praying and hoping that we will get to normal. And the most valuable lesson of 2020 is a world can change in a week, and it can just even 360 degree, what we can say it. We need to consider what are the reasons for you and everyone to set goals and get organized. You can name it, what are the drivers for actions, and what are the reasons or drivers, if we can categorize into 3 primary areas. So what are the drivers for actions is beliefs, maybe the core values which you have, motives, what are the motives behind, what are the passion which are keeping you to maintain this, triggers to initiate, what are those points which will help you to set it up and keep following it up. And these 3 motives or actions results into build habits. And if we categorize according to Seth Godin, he wrote in a blog a simple 2x2 for choices, a 2x2 grid, where he put it on the top grid. He divided it into 4 arrows, and then he put it on top, high chances of success. On the left side, you put small positive outcome, and the bottom you put low chances of success, and on the right side you put a big positive outcome. So if you see in these 4 choices, each action or each initiative or motive, beliefs, triggers, whatever you name it, we need to divide into these 2 into 2 grid. That will help us to even sustain and build such habits or build such plans or goals, which will help us to maintain and even not one is to follow, and then even keep growing it. And there's a common discussion that every year with the new year resolution, initially first or second or third month it keeps pushing you, but then you go back to the normal. So another key point during conversation for today, we're going to discuss the resilience. And if you see from a business point of view or a personal and a human personal point of view, the most important thing during this COVID-19 or coronavirus is how the business can build a resilience, and it can show. And how in a human life, with economic, personal and professional challenges, what we have faced all during 2021, it is time to think about resilience and work on it, how we can build resiliency. Now I thought to first give you an idea, and even from my understanding, although we were doing a lot of work on the professional life, but what is resilience? And according to American Psychological Association, resilience is the capability to accumulate to life's hardships and recover from trauma and problem. It supports us to rebound from the setbacks and challenges. For example, a job loss, a severe illness, a natural tragedy, or the death of a loved one. That's how the American Psychological Association named it resilience. And it's, in other words, is the ability to adapt to life's misfortunes and recover from trauma and adversity. It helps us to bounce back from setbacks and challenges. Maybe serious illness, a natural disaster, or death of loved ones. These are all some of the areas from where how we can recover and can go back to the life or a normal life. It's very difficult. It's challenging. And when I'm saying it, I'm not only saying it for the purpose of, and I feel from my heart. And becoming a resilient in the current situation helps us to meet the demands of life, cope with the challenges and setbacks, develop a sense of independence and self-worth, have a sense of purpose in life and goals for the future, know when to seek help, when to ask someone. So these are some of the benefits to building a resilience. And what resilience isn't, or what people consider that's resiliency, but that's not. The critical difference or point to remember is resilience wouldn't make you or your problems to go away or protect you from trauma. You have to face the hardships. However, it will give you the power to manage stress and keep working physically and psychologically. Resilience varies from people to people. Some people may be more resilient than others. You can learn how to be resilient. It is an achievable quality or achievable trait. We all can discover behaviors and develop ways of thinking and acting that allows us to become more resilient. And this is for you and for me, for everyone. And as a personal basis, as a work, from a humanity, from you and me as an employee, as a human being, we are doing in our businesses or as an employee. That's my point, is more on from a resilience point of view. Because in the business, we already spoke during last number of sessions. For example, in the podcast 74, we discussed how the digital transformation during and post COVID-19, and where we spoke about a 90 days plan to make it happen. And then in podcast 65, COVID-19 pandemic and acceleration of digital transformation. And then how leaders can manage and cope with business continuity in podcast 64. Coronavirus outbreak, business continuity, and IT leaders' priorities. These were all podcasts or sessions where we talk about how the businesses have to build the resiliency. But our today focus is more to yourself, to you, and like me and myself, to me, that how I need to do it and how I need to plan for 2021. And that's the whole focus to discuss today. And that's what we need to build it. And to build it, maybe, we need to build a vision that, okay, where do I need to go and how to get there? What is my plan and my future? And focus, another point is, where am I? What do I have? What do I need? And then brings to the motivation, measurable goals, confidence, performance measurement, how you can, if you set up goals, how you can measure it. Now, setting a goal is another one of the common drivers. But what we need to keep in mind, we need to keep or bring the balance. What happens commonly that you set up New Year resolution and then you just forget after 1 month because those were not normal. So when we set balance, we need to think about as if myself or you or me as a self. We should target spirituality, if it is a religious point of view, or any spirituality which you do some activities. What are the skills you need it? What about the wealth, your job, your savings? What about health or exercise? Are you doing it? Are you maintaining it? So all that's how you need to balance it. And then from an education point of view, do you need to learn something? Or career point of view, what's your career after 2 years, 5 years? Or hobbies, you need to bring in hobbies into play, that which are a passion, which you love. Maybe you have hobbies of playing any game, or maybe you're fond of, PS5 or 4 or whatever, or that. So those things, or maybe books readings, all these things need to be considered while you're building all your habits, or what we call as New Year resolutions, or the setting of goals. Another point is from family point of view. What are your priorities? What are you looking for with your friends? Maybe going out, hanging out, spending time with them. Or society, what you need to give back to the society, where you need to participate, maybe some volunteer works, or your peers, your colleagues, from a people point of view in your office, what you need to do. So all these are some of the points which you need to keep in mind while building so that you can balance it. And if you have already 5 to 10 years goals, maybe you need to align to that one, or even if you don't have, no problem. The alignment is important, because that's keep you motivating, that okay, after 5 years maybe you need to build some property, maybe you need to buy some property, you need to do some study. For example, as for my goal last year in 2020, from the education point of view, I started MSc in artificial intelligence. So that I was planning in last year, and then I started it, and now I'm into third semester. So that's how you need to align it and then keep doing it. Once you plan it and then you put it in autopilot, then it becomes on habits, and then it leads you to move on rather than just setting it up and then forgetting it. So when we say from a planning point of view, maybe we need to list our wishes or prioritize them, then schedule them. And which we don't need it, we need to put them in a bucket or maybe another list. And we don't need to have a very, very tight schedule, or very like an office schedule where you need to have so many meetings and all that. You need to have a balance to that, so that it can work for you, maybe daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. So it's like a time-based activities. Even you need to arrange sleeping time, walking time, or working time, spending a family time. And that's another book, I like it last year, I think. That was the 5 a.m. Club, where you will get Robin Sharma's book. I read it last year, and it helped me to get organized. It has a full manual or how your day should look like. So that's how you need to divide into this. Maybe some daily bites or small daily achievable targets. And then just if you categorize your important or urgent goals or tasks into four metrics, important or not urgent. And we can maybe it into quality time, passion, purpose. Then important and urgent, where we need to do it now or we need to do it quickly. And then there is another urgent but not important. Maybe we need to delegate or give to someone else. And then the not important or not urgent. Maybe we need to avoid them, eliminate them. We don't need. So if we put it all these our targets into these four metrics, then I think it will help us to achieve it. We need to make all those wish lists or prioritize them from values, benefits, and then we can move into the breakdown when we say like a smart objectives or milestones. And once you have done all this into buckets, and then put some tentative dates. And once you put those dates, then I think we need to move on and start following it up. And there are so many other good tactics or traits people are following up. Some are going with some buddy system. For example, if they want to go for exercise, they will invite someone else to join with them. Or maybe if they want to do some personal exercise to gym, so they will set up some groups. Or maybe if they want to learn or improve something, they will set it up some mastermind groups or some calls. Even nowadays with the Zoom, with those calls. So you need to have some accountability partner where you can have a call, chit chat, and then you can have a understanding discussion with them, maybe with your wife, with your spouse, with your some kids. So all these helps you and to me to follow up. There are so many tools. Maybe a daily journal. I used to buy a yearly diary, and then I used to do it. Or if you want to have some software or application, a lot of you people using Evernote or Trello or even WhatsApp, some groups. So these are not a number of things which you can follow up, and you keep reading books, coaching sessions, and all those will help you to get organized. And if you ask me, I'm also dividing into four areas personally. If I will share with you my priorities or my own way of setting goals, and I believe on those, balancing those personal. When I say personal, mean health, exercising, or how I'm gonna do spending a time with my family, with kids. What are the priorities I want to make this year? Then your professional life, either if you're employee or you're business owner, what training, what learning, what priorities you need to achieve, and then the personal learning goals, and then the financials or the budgets, how you can set it up this year, how you wanna. You don't need to go with like an Excel sheet type of, but on a high level, so that you know where you're heading it. And these I'm also dividing into these four areas. And I think that's the way I thought to have a discussion with you, open chat with you, and let's set it up. Our 2021 resolutions or new goals. Today is 3rd of January, and I do understand it should have been done in December, but I thought let's start the year and then initial ones, first and second, put ourselves into thinking process that yes, now the year is started, what I need to do, what are the key areas which I'm going to start. And now the holidays periods are over, schools are opening again, and this is the right time to align ourselves, align yourself, where you want to head, where you want to go in your personal, professional lives. Let's set it up. Let's organize, and it helps. And I'm a believer that although a lot of time resolutions don't last for a year, but these small steps helps us to set it up or elevate ourselves to the habit, or so that we can follow them, these small changes. That's where I am. Thank you so much listening this podcast, and I'm very happy and humbled that you keep sharing your feedback with me, and let's target to have weekly our discussion session with you. And please reach out to me on the social channels, OTech Talks, my personal channel, wherever you feel comfortable, or in the show notes. How you are doing your goal setting, please share your comments, feedback in the comment section, and we will all learn from each other. That's the whole point. This is a whole open journal where we will learn from each other. Thank you so much. Once again, this is 2021. Wishing you all the best for 2021, and plan for your perfect year in this COVID-19 period. All the comments, discussion, sharing, guests, all are just personal views. It's nothing to do with my former, current, or future employer. It's all, the whole purpose is to learn and share from each other.
Thanks for listening to the OTech Talks podcast, and be part of Tech Talks at otechtalks.tv. It's a turf to share ideas, insights, and innovations.